Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys have been well. As you can see from the title of this video, I actually just came back from Seoul, South Korea about a week ago. So I just thought that I'll actually make this video about the things that I think might be helpful for you guys if you guys plan to travel or visit Korea soon or in the near future. The last time that I've visited Seoul was back in November 2019, so before the pandemic. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump right straight into the video. Okay, so to begin with, I won't mention anything about PCR test anymore because from what I know, from the 1st of October, you guys do not need any proof of vaccination or any PCR test on arrival anymore. So lucky you guys. So now let's talk about when you come up from the airport. When I arrive, I actually go to collect my SIM card. You can actually rent a portable Wi-Fi, which they call like the egg Wi-Fi, or you can get a SIM card. So the SIM card is separated into two different types. So you can get the SIM card only with data, or the data SIM with a phone line. I can actually show you guys. So I went to the LG U+, so this is actually what you get. Okay, I'll actually talk about the pros and cons of egg Wi-Fi or SIM card, data SIM, or things like that. Okay, so they will actually set everything up for you. So this time I actually got just the data SIM, and I'm pretty sure this is a T-Money card. I actually didn't use this because I have my own T-Money card already. So T-Money card, you can use it to pay for things in convenience stores or taxi or just subway stations in general. So yeah, I didn't use this, but I'm pretty sure you can load this one up and use it, okay? You can load it at most of the convenience stores or all the subway stations. There's a place where you can actually load them up, okay? So which I find it helpful that they include this as well. And with this one, I actually paid for the 20 days one. I don't know if you can actually see the price over here. Can you see the price? Because I was there for about 16 days. So I just purchased the 20 days one, which goes for 60,500 won. Yeah. Okay, so just so you know, previously I actually rented the egg Wi-Fi with my friends. The downside is that it's more bulky. If it runs out of battery, it doesn't work. So, but it is actually the cheapest option, okay? This time I got the data SIM, but if you guys are willing to spend a little bit more, I actually recommend you guys to go with the data SIM with the local phone line, which you can actually call, or you know, people can call you and things like that. The reason being because I realized that with a lot of like popular eateries or restaurants, or even if you want to go to branded shops, if there is a queue and if they're busy, they actually have this iPad thing where you need to leave a local Korean number. So when it's your turn, they will actually contact you with that number. So if you do not have a Korean phone number, you just have to wait in person. Like you can't even leave your details, and you have to actually let the person know that you're waiting so they can sort of add you to the queue. So it is actually quite important, in my opinion, to get a phone line. It will save a lot of trouble. So once you've settled all your SIM card or your Wi-Fi, when you come out of the airport, it's actually very easy to get a taxi. You just need to go out of the terminal, and then just across the road, there's lots of taxis. Okay, so you can see that there's actually different colors of taxis. Just bear in mind the black one is the most expensive one. So we didn't take the black taxi, so we just took the other ones. to go to our accommodation. So with taxis, you can use either T-money or cash. It's good if you have some Korean won on hand. Talking about money, so yeah, don't rely on your tap and go, okay guys? Bring your credit card along and some cash. And best conversion rate, I personally find that Myeongdong is still the best. But I personally travel and pay a lot of things with card whenever possible. And important, make sure you let your bank know that you travel overseas or your bank card is actually activated and things like that, because I have an issue with that and I have to actually contact the bank then. And yeah, there's extra charges because I'm calling overseas and roaming, you know. With taxi booking, I haven't had the need to actually order taxi, except for the one time that we needed a taxi to the airport from our accommodation when we're coming back to Australia. So that's the only one time that I actually ordered a taxi and it worked. It's actually an international taxi, which I've actually booked it online. I will actually leave the link here so you guys know. It is slightly pricey. So when you actually order online, you will actually not get a confirmation email until like maybe 3 days before. You have to book at least 24 hours before from what I read. So just keep that in mind. It did say that it accepts credit card and cash. Because I was like sort of a bit nervous because when I booked it, I didn't get a confirmation email straight away. I booked it about a week in advance, and when you get the email, you actually have to reply within like 5 to 6 hours for the confirmation to go through. If not, it will be cancelled. So just bear that in mind as well. And the number that you booked with them, just be careful because I actually put down my Aussie phone number. Luckily, I actually changed my SIM card that day, that morning before I sort of packed everything up and preparing to go to the airport, because they actually contact me on my Australian phone number. And if I still have my Korean data SIM, they wouldn't actually be able to contact me at all. So yeah, just important that which number you're actually giving them. Okay, next I want to talk about accommodation, whether to choose between Airbnb or hotel. I was actually thinking of going with a hotel this time. I've always stayed in Airbnb when I traveled to South Korea, but this time around I still chose to go with Airbnb, because Airbnb, you can actually wash your clothes in most of them. You just have to check whether it's actually sort of, you know, part of it. Whereas hotel, I can't actually wash my clothes and things like that. So that's one thing that you need to know. But Airbnb, you need to know that you have to separate your trash. So you have to separate your food. You have to throw the plastic bottles, empty plastic bottles, like in a clear plastic bottle recycle bin, and there's like plastic boxes. They actually separate the trash like really well, so it can be confusing. So just letting you guys know. So yeah, whereas if you choose to go with a hotel, you don't have to worry about it. But I believe that if you're willing to pay, hotel do have laundry services, so that's one good thing as well. So just letting you know the differences between the two. Moving on, I want to talk to you guys about reusable bags. This time around, I didn't know that Korean start using reusable bags as well, because last time they just give plastic bags for everything. So we didn't actually bring anything, including olive young. So you do need to pay extras for some of the carry bags. So please bring your reusable bags. Oh, and also, I'm not too sure what type of person you guys are when you travel. Like last time I used to buy a lot of like food from Lotte Mart at Seoul station. And there used to be an area where you can actually pack all your food into the boxes, and the boxes would just be there. You just need to grab it and then put all the food in and then tape it all up. They used to have a station like that, but this time around there's none. We didn't have any bags, right? So we actually purchased this. I should show you guys. It's actually our recycle bag. When we travel this time, it's super big. It's 3,000 won if you guys want to grab it. I'm not sure, but yeah, so that has kept us well with our shopping this time. Moving on, shoes. Please make sure to bring comfortable shoes, because there's just stairs after stairs after stairs. Well, I just walked a lot, and we didn't really use taxi because we can actually access almost everywhere by subway. If you're curious, we actually went to Seoul, went around Seoul and Busan for our 16 or 18 days. I think it's 16 days. Yeah, we spent about 60,000 won on our T-money card. So, well, what am I talking about? So yeah, comfortable shoes. Shoes that you can actually walk in them the whole day. Because you want to shop, you want to go to places, so make sure you bring shoes that you can walk in the whole day, guys. That's very, very important. But in the end, my Converse serves me well, so yeah, that's good. Next up, I'm going to talk about some useful phone apps. I'll actually put the app picture up here so you guys can actually see. Okay, so Naver Map, Korean Subway app, Corel Talk, Papago. So these are the 4 apps, and to be honest, I personally depend on Naver Map and Korean Subway app a lot, just because it's like I can actually travel to pretty much anywhere. Give you a little bit of a background. I can speak limited Korean, and my Korean is really limited in terms of speaking, but I can sort of read them and try to understand what the words meant. Let me just begin with Naver Map. Okay, you can actually type Korean or English. The best is actually typing the Korean letters out because it's actually more accurate. You can actually type English in, but sometimes it doesn't actually recognize it. So, and you can't actually find a place. And sometimes when you type in English, it actually came up with the place that you wanted, but it's in a different name. So just bear that in mind. So Naver Map, if you can actually type Korean, it's wonderful. It actually tells you how long the time needed to get there, what subway line you need, what bus you can take, and there's actually different routes that you can take. So it just depends on what you prefer, and you just click on it and it will actually tell you. Even if you search up a restaurant, there's actually reviews, the opening hours, and things like that. So it's super good. The next one is Korean Subway app. So this app right here, it is an app where it will actually tell you, if you key in your destination start and stop, it will sort of tell you what line to get onto. So you don't even need to think. And when you go to the settings, you can actually change it to the Busan one as well. So not just Seoul Metro, but Busan as well. If you don't need the time, you don't actually have to download the timetable. But if you want to sort of have an updated time of the train arriving and things like that, you can actually download it. I personally just use it to know what lines I need to get to. So it just works out to be easier for me. Okay. Next, Corel Talk. So this is the app that I use to book my Busan train ticket. Okay, you can actually book it on the website as well, but I just downloaded this app because when you purchase it and when you check your tickets, it will come out actually with like a QR code or like, you know, the ticket. If you have the app and if you can just bring up your tickets or reservation, you can go straight to the platform. But if you can't bring it up, just go to the ticket counter and show them the email, and they will print your tickets out for you. And yeah, so that's the difference. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about tax refund. I'm not sure about you guys, but after this trip, I sort of think that I will actually just do all my shopping and put all my shopping in one bag or in, I don't know, a separate suitcase, because they actually need to see your the items that you bought. Sometimes they have to sort of make sure that it's in, like, it's with you. So just make sure you packed accordingly and everything's in the bag, so when they come to check, you know that it's there and the receipts actually match up. What I have trouble with this time is I'm not too sure what I've claimed and what I have not claimed yet for tax. But having said that, just make sure that you're at the airport a lot earlier as well. So talking about the tax refund thing, I've actually go to the airline counter to get my tickets first, but I actually told them that I need to do tax refund, so they actually tag all my bags up, because all my shopping is actually in my luggage. So I actually took it off the belt and I go to the tax refund counter. After they've checked and everything's good, then I just drop my luggage off at the counter next, like this. They will actually tell you like where to go. Just make sure that you're at the airport earlier, because you know, things can happen and things like that. Last but not least is to make sure you bring medications with you just in case you fall sick. So I hope that this video will help you guys out in one way or another. And yeah, enjoy your trip to Seoul and have fun. I actually recorded some vlogs while I was there, so I hope that the vlogs will go up not too far from now. Can't wait to share it with all of you guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye!